Now, admiration and interest in contemporary African art is rising across the United States and around the world. Africa 54's Zoe Liudaki explains.
The 154 Contemporary African Art Fair is becoming a staple in the New York City art world and is opening to the public this Friday. I caught up in New York City with Touria El Glaoui. She's the founding director and creative force behind the fair. So Touria, what are we going to see this year at the fair?
We're first celebrating our third edition in New York at Pioneer Works, and we will be welcoming 19 galleries from the African continent, but also from Europe and the US. We will be representing over 65 artists coming from the African continent, but also the African diaspora. And we will be working to present a set of special projects, like an amazing exhibition from Malik Sidibé, which was this amazing photographer from Mali. And we'll have also an amazing designer from Senegal who will be completely furnishing our lounge, for example, of the fair. His name is Ousmane Bey from Senegal. So there's this crazy large range of amazing artists coming from the African continent and the African diaspora under one roof that people will be able to enjoy.
So how did you come up with the idea of an African art fair?
In my previous professional life, I was traveling a lot on the African continent, and I was finding all those amazing encounters of artists that were incredibly talented. And very surprised when I would go back to Europe or to the US to not see any evidence of this incredible work I had discovering on the African continent. And I thought a space needed to be created that would play, a pivotal role in promoting, but also giving visibility to African artists that didn't get the same visibility as, European or American artists.
154 takes place biannually in New York and London. What is the difference between the art scene in these two cities?
We are reaching also different, kind of audience here. We have larger institutions, community coming to visit the fair, but we also have a reach of African American audience in New York that we, for example, don't have in London. So we take all those variables into account, when we choose the artists we're choosing for New York.
So what's next?
The next edition, that we're working really hard on is bringing 154 to Marrakech in Morocco. So this is supposed to take place next February in 2018. And for me, it's really important because it's for the first time being able, to create a platform for African artists and African diasporan artists, but on the African continent. The idea of being able to, realize this mission of bringing it back to the continent is incredibly important.
Thank you, Touria. So don't forget, between May 5th and 7th, if you find yourself in New York City, check out 154, the Contemporary African Art Fair.